I'm going to say welcome to this episode of HITFAR's Latest Hits. Got my special guest, Spencer Fargy, here with me today.
Hello, everyone.
If you have any questions, great. People have already figured out how to use the chat on the right. That's wonderful. Please put your questions in there. Keep these sessions interactive. They work best with all of your support. The more that you're here, it's the only reason why these work. We're going to be covering the versatility of RAM as its greatest benefit, being so versatile. At the same point, that versatility can also be its biggest detriment, as it can feel a bit overwhelming. So we're going to be simplifying that and going into that to help you guys so you can provide the right solution. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3, mount, base, arm. And if you have any questions about any of that, about mounts, about the base, about the arms, how it works together, please reach out to your HITFAR account managers across the country. Our contact info is on hitfar.com. And my special guest once again, Spencer. Spencer, thanks for joining.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to chat a little RAM with you guys today.
Wonderful. And if you could share again your expression that you talk about with RAM. It's kind of like what?
It's kind of like Lego. RAM is a lot like Lego in a way. You can kind of build whatever you want as long as you have the right components and you understand the basics of RAM, which is what we're going to talk about today.
Okay, wonderful. Well, as I said, it's easy as 1, 2, 3, mounts, arms, base. Why don't we start with number 1, mounts? What have you got to show us with mounts?
Sounds good. So I will just switch over here. As you can see, I've got a couple mounts shown in the picture. We're going to start off with the X grip. The X grip is kind of the iconic shape for RAM. As you can see here, comes with a ball mount on the back. This is a B-size ball we see here. But basically, this mount simply opens and closes like this. We often see this used for cell phones and small tablets. And those would be the most commonly used use cases for this mount here. I'll show you just how we put the device in here. My demo device. As you can see, that holds it pretty sturdy. So
excellent.
So that would be used for a cell phone, and then we jump up to a larger X grip on the right here, and this would be up to 8-inch tablets. Often we see, as I said, this is used for cell phones and smaller tablets. When we get into something bigger, we often see something like this, which is a RAM Tab-Tite. Comes in 2 different versions. So there's a Tab-Tite model as well as a Tab Lock model. Essentially the same thing. You simply put in your tablet, and it's spring loaded, so you just simply push it up and it'll lock into place. Again, this is used more often with larger tablets, just because it kind of holds the vibration a little bit better when you're on bumpy or vibrating roads.
Yeah. Another good example, when you're saying it doesn't necessarily even always have to be the larger tablet, but when you start putting a larger case on, right? So you start putting on some of the larger, whether it's a Defender from OtterBox or one of the larger ones from UAG, or a Pelican case, right? Once you start getting into a larger tablet, even though it's an 8-inch tablet, but you get a larger case, you want to go with something more like a Tab-Tite.
Yeah,
as you're saying. Perfect.
Okay. Yeah, and as I said, there is 2 different versions of this. So one is the Tab-Tite, as you can see here. The upgraded version would be the Tab Lock. So that would actually come with a key, and you can actually lock it into place. So it's an extra security functionality with the Tab Lock. If you're going to be leaving this in a vehicle, having that ability to kind of lock it in place and feel a little bit safer about leaving that device in the vehicle.
Yeah, if you're going to run in and grab lunch or something for a fleet or anything along those lines. Perfect.
Let me show it. I've got, this is a very cool one. It's a brand new one that just came out from RAM. It's called the RAM Quick Grip. This is actually a waterproof wireless charging mount. So that is very, very cool. We don't have anything like this in our regular HITFAR lineup. But this is often used with motorcycles, boats, anything that kind of sees the weather. You can obviously put it in your car as well, although you're not going to be seeing much liquid in the vehicle. But that's a very cool mount. Yeah. That's that there. And then the last but not least, we have the laptop mount, often used in public safety. So this is called the RAM Tough Tray. Yeah, we see this in ambulances, fire trucks, police vehicles quite often.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Just
that's kind of the basics of the mounts. Do we have any questions from the audience with regards to the mounts at this point?
before, yeah, I just double check here. Don't have any questions at this moment. What I do have though is we just shared a video on Instagram regarding that key charging, or Qi, I guess it's Qi, I've mispronounced that. The Qi charging waterproof mount that you talked about. So wonderful. All right. All
Okay.
right. Well, as I said, that's step one. Figure out what mount you have. If you have any questions, as I said, reach out to the account managers. We're now going to move into the arm or arms, depending on your customer's situation.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we've first seen is the mount. That's what holds the device. The next piece of RAM, kind of the building blocks of RAM, would be the arms, as we've shown here. Again, an iconic shape in the industry with the hourglass figure allows for different size balls to fit into the arms. We'll start from the left here. So this would be there's 3 different sizes. These would be the short arms. What we would have here would be a medium-sized arm in composite, and then also marine-grade aluminum. And then we also have the long arms here on the right. And as you can see, all these arms are tightened and loosened by this wing nut on the end, which can be replaced by things such as the pin lock or by a key as well. So if you're using something like a tab lock version of this, we often see a pin lock security knob replacing this wing nut here.
Yeah, and that lock is just if you've already got your tablet locked in the mount. You also want to lock the arm so somebody can't just steal the whole tablet and the mount along with it, right? So perfect.
Yeah.
Isn't the hourglass patented?
It is a patented shape for sure.
Okay.
As you can see, we have 2 long arms here. And in these long arms, you can kind of tell one of them is a little bit bigger than the other. Patrick, do you want to explain kind of the differences here?
Sure. Perfect. Thanks for asking. Yeah, the differences in size. It's not probably as easy to see on the camera, but you can get into different ball sizes and different strengths. And the reason why you want to have a different ball size is it depends on the weight of what you're putting on the end of your mount. So if you're using a phone, for example, whether it's the iPhone mini or the iPhone 12 Pro Max, you know what? You don't necessarily need an extremely large ball. Anything that'll handle up to 2 pounds is probably good, which I believe is the B size, but we'll get into
Yeah, B size ball is this one here, actually. So it's a 1-inch ball, holds up to 2 pounds, most often used with smartphones, action cameras, or light duty tablets. You can use it for tablets in areas that aren't going to see a whole lot of vibration or movement. Anything that's any heavier than that, or you're going to see in a more rugged environment, you're probably going to want to jump up to something that's a C-size ball. We see this a lot in the ELD space. It's a 1.5-inch ball and holds 4 pounds. So 2 pounds of this one, 4 pounds of holding strength with this one here. It doesn't end there. They do get a little bit bigger. So you can get it up to a D-size ball, which holds 6 pounds. It's 2.25-inch ball. And then actually there's one bigger than that, which is very rarely used, but it is available. It's called an E-size ball and holds up to 15 pounds of holding strength. So that is a super rugged version of this.
Yeah. And our viewers right now, you can see that we're actually sharing the guide on the sizes. Talks about how, yeah, you got the A, the B, C, D, and E, as Spencer talked about, and just the different weights and things. The neat thing about these is another part of the patent is RAM has them all rubberized, and that's a big difference. Is not only does it make the grip stronger on all of these different arms and these different ball sizes, it also helps absorb vibration. So as what Spencer was talking about, if you've got a fleet that's a construction fleet, right? A bunch of, whether it's Ford F-150s and they're driving over construction areas or things like that, Gravel roads, that's another
Yeah.
benefit of the rubberized piece there.
Loggers, right? People who are
Yeah,
traveling beaten down roads and carrying heavy loads will see quite a bit of vibration in the cabin, and that's where you start to see the benefits of that rubber ball socket.
rubber ball socket. Yeah. And then from a consumer's perspective, if somebody's dirt biking or just riding a normal motorcycle or even in their vehicle, they maybe don't need the extra vibration. Well, dirt biking you definitely would, but I'm just saying a road bike or your car, you maybe don't need it, but you're getting the benefit of it anyhow. So that's the bonus of that sort of thing.
Yeah. And just to show you guys, because I've got a couple pieces here, this is what I mean in terms of the Lego aspect of RAM. You can kind of add these double ball adapters and create different lengths and sizes to kind of adjust to any situation that you might face.
Perfect.
And that is kind of the basic arm. So this is what you're going to see most frequently. I'm going to jump into a couple arms that are a little bit more unique and more specific to certain industries. So I'm going to switch over to the other camera here. And what I have in my hand is the RAM Flex Rod. Often used in accessibility space. So people who are using or are in wheelchairs. You can see this arm actually fully bends to any position you could ask for. And that really is the main feature of this, right? So I have a customer who wanted to use this in the school system. So they have children who have accessibility issues, and they wanted to use these flex rods for those children because this solution allows you to kind of change depending on the child's needs, right? If you have one student that's a little bit higher up, all you have to do is kind of adjust this and attach the mount. Looks like Ashley loves the maneuverability.
Wonderful.
But they are very, very solid pieces. They actually have a steel rod that goes in the middle here. But yeah, it's kind of a cool little arm, and it's worth noting.
Yeah, and going back to your point, what you said within a school system, if you've got somebody who's in grade 2, they're going to need it at a different angle versus somebody who's in grade 6, right? And you
Absolutely.
can just bend it up and move it up there. Cool. What else? What's the next one you got there?
The next one I have, this is a pipe and socket arm. So again, this one's going to be a little bit more rugged. We often see this type of solution when it comes to something like the tough tray. So something a little bit heavier. Obviously, again, something that this is aluminum grade steel. So it's not going to have any bend or vibration. It's going to kind of keep it nice and sturdy in the vehicle. We often, again, see this with a laptop mount. So it's attached to something under the seat. And yeah.
I've actually had 2 situations myself where people wanted to use it with somebody working from home. People just wanted to use it as a desk mount, and we'll get a little bit or desk. Yeah, I guess an overall desk mount. One did use the bar. They liked that bar thing, and they could put their second monitor on and use it that way. And somebody else actually liked the flex rod. So depending on the situation, it's perfect.
Yeah. That's RAM's greatest strength.
Yeah,
sure.
Exactly. We don't seem to have any questions still. I guess you're doing too good of a job, Spencer. We'll just keep going. So we've talked about number 1 is mounts. Number 2 is arms. And then here's the simplification. We're moving it into 3, which is the base.
Let me just clear the screen here.
As Spencer's doing that, just wanted to remind you, we were originally talking about all the versatility, and I hope you're seeing how versatile everything is. As I said before, it can be a bit overwhelming when it's that versatile, but we're hoping that we're able to simplify this and break it down for you guys. Like I said, it's easy as 1, 2, 3. So actually, we do have a question here from Greg. Greg asks, regarding the X grip mount, does RAM or HITFAR supply replacement rubber ends?
They are available through RAM. I don't believe we have them stocked at HITFAR at this point in time, but if it's something that you are looking for, we are happy to bring it in and support that for you.
Yes. So, Greg, great question. Thank you very much. The answer is yes, they are replaceable. We currently don't have them in stock, but that doesn't mean we can't get them for you. So, not a problem.
Yeah, there's a couple different colors. You can get red, blue, gray, and then obviously the black is standard on the X grip. Okay, so let me jump into the bases here. We'll start from left to right. The first base that I have is the suction cup base. I would consider this a very common consumer grade product or base. You see lots of people on the roads just mounting their cell phones and other small devices with the suction cup base. Obviously, something like this is not going to have as nearly as much holding strength as something that's kind of hard installed, which we will walk into next. Next, we have the diamond ball base. This is often used. It's a hard install base, right? So you're going to have to drill into the dash of a vehicle, into a table, or what have you. So this is actually with a C-size ball on it. What we have here is the round plate base with a B-size ball.
You want to
Very
hold those
often
balls?
used in vehicles as well.
I was just kidding. Can you just hold those balls next to each other, side to side, kind of sideways? And you turn them. Yeah, there you go. There you can see the difference, right? And that's how the strength comes in from the 2 pounds to the 4 pounds. Kind of comes in that way. So perfect. And as Spencer said, these are drill down solutions. Those two ones. So a more permanent solution that somebody's looking for, which once again for fleets or even just businesses, those are commonly used.
Yeah. And the next key base we're going to look at here would be the clamp base. It comes in one of two styles. So what we have here is the style that would clip to a rail of some sort. So whether it be a motorcycle, a bike, or any sort of rail system, this is what you'd be using. But they also do have this in a flat version, which can be attached to tables or anything else that's kind of rectangular in shape.
Those curved versions there, would they work on, say, wheelchairs or accessibility scooters, things like that too?
100%. Yep.
Yeah.
So those would be the three kind of building blocks of RAM. We've talked about bases, which we see here. We've seen the basic hourglass shape, double ball adapter, which would be the arm. And then we've seen the X grip and Tab-Tite as the mount holders. So what I'd like to do next is just kind of build a mount for you here or show you a couple complete solutions. So the first one I'm going to walk you through is going to be a very commonly used consumer application. And that would be the suction cup mount with a medium or short sized arm. We are using B-size balls here, and then the X grip. So very easy to adjust your angle depending on your vehicle situation or where you want to mount this. And all you have to do is kind of tighten it into place.
Perfect.
So the next solution I'm going to go over is going to be the Tab-Tite with a short arm and a round plate, which is going to lead into our next little segue here. So let's build this out for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and grab a short arm, loosen that up, attach that here.
While you're doing that, we actually have a question while you're building that up. Are there suction mounts that would suction to your dashboard versus your windshield? That's one of the questions that's come up.
Yeah, so there is options available that do that. You do need a different kind of base that allows you to suction it to the dashboard.
Yep.
And we can probably post a link of that in the video afterwards.
Sounds good. Okay. Look at how easy that was. Boom, boom, boom. You just put it together.
Yeah. So this is a short arm. Obviously, you can use different arm lengths as much as you want. Generally speaking, the shorter the arm, the less vibration and the more holding power something will have. But yeah, this is a super common solution in the ELD space, which we're going to talk about next.
All right. Perfect.
So Patrick, what is an ELD?
ELD.
Explain that to us?
Sure. You put me on because during our last session, I messed up ELD, what it stood for. Electronic Logging Device is what ELD is. What's happening, especially in Canada, and I believe this is already rolled out through the United States, but in Canada, as of June 12th, government law is putting in that fleets, whether it's a small fleet of 3 vehicles to a larger fleet of, let's say, Canada Cartage that has hundreds of trucks that go across, all of these companies have to use electronic logging now to log or their reports. So that's what I mean by electronic logging. It's not paper anymore. They're no longer use paper reports or paper tools. So that's what's happening. And they'll be logging in their hours of service. And the big part of it is safety. That's the big impact on it. And you want
Yeah.
to add on there?
Yeah, I just want to reiterate. I mean, the main purpose for it is to kind of keep our roads a little bit safer. Obviously, these truck drivers are out driving longer than they're supposed to be, and we see accidents due to fatigue or whatever it may be. These ELDs require them to log their hours. They're not allowed to be on the road for more than 8 hours at a time. And these ELDs, the technology that's being put in these vehicles, need to be mounted. So that's where RAM comes into play.
Yeah. We got a question here. We actually have two questions. One is somebody asking about demos in stores. Yeah, as Ryan has helped put in there, please reach out to your account manager. We'll be able to talk and work out about getting demos into your locations. And then from Whistler, why is the product very specific to RAM instead of universal? Just want to let you know when it comes to ELD, it is universal. You can go with any sort of mount. We're suggesting RAM because it's the industry leader when it comes to mounts, especially with vehicles and things like that. So it has a lot of brand recognition for your customers already. They'll know about it, and it's reliable. It also has a lifetime warranty, which is a big advantage over any of them, because 3 years, 5 years down the road, and you no longer want to use an 8-inch tablet, you want to move up to a 10-inch tablet. You don't need to replace the whole thing because it has a lifetime warranty. You can just replace that mount if it no longer fits your 8-inch or your 10-inch tablet kind of thing. So just want to put that perspective. That's why we're talking about RAM. Any other things? Did I miss, Spencer, about that?
No, I don't think so.
No? Okay.
Ashley did ask, how do the suction cups hold up to the summer sun?
Yeah.
All I can say is that RAM has done rigorous testing on all their products. And again, that lifetime warranty is in place. So if a suction cup does start to fail on you, you're able to replace that through their warranty process.
Yeah, that's a great point. My experience is they hold up great to the sun. Probably to your point, RAM's been doing this for many years. This isn't a new company, and they're putting these suction cup mounts not only in vehicles, but they're also putting them on boats and cars, trucks, all kinds of things. They even have double and triple suction cups for large agricultural machinery and helicopters. So I feel confident that it'll hold up fine in the sun there, Ashley. So, and if it doesn't, it's covered by warranty.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Oh, TCCS, wondering if RAM's going to change the packaging for better presentation for customers. You know what? That's a question we'll have to take away, and we'll go back to RAM with that one.
Yeah, there are some products that do come with retail packaging, but generally speaking, they do come in kind of a poly bag at this point in time. I know that this one here does come in consumer packaging, but it does depend on from SKU to SKU.
Yeah. A lot of RAM's business has always been B2B. They're spreading out more and more people are seeing it from a consumer perspective. So the packaging has been more of a business sort of thing where not a SKU to retail, but I think they're changing. But we'll find out, get some more information on that. All right. Getting back to ELD, we talked about safety. We talked about June 12th. It's going 3 solutions that have the same base and the same arm. So why don't we take a look at the 3 solutions that we have here. We've created these bundles. I think, you can see it on your screen now. Bundle 1 has the Tab-Tite,
which is the one we actually built at the end there. So that was the last complete solution we put together, which is kind of the round plate ball, and it comes with a short arm and the Tab-Tite. So this is a universal SKU. It's able to be used on Tab Active 2 and 3, which are really popular for ELD, as well as the Tab Active A 8.4.
Tab A 8.4.
Or Tab A 8.4.
I know. I do that too all the time. Yeah. And if you
the
notice
next solution.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, if you notice that image, the one thing you might see is that that chrome or galvanized plate that was on there. That is just the drill plate that goes behind the dash. So, because think of it as you're hanging a picture on your wall. If you just drill that into the wall, the weight's going to pull your picture off the wall kind of thing. That's why you always look for a stud. Well, a vehicle dashboard doesn't always have a stud behind it. So just using basic physics, you put that plate behind the dash, and then you can put on the other side and drill in. So that's how it keeps that strength going there. Second solution.
The second solution is the tab lock, which I did mention earlier as well. Again, it's basically the same solution as we're looking at here, or with the tab lock before, but it comes with a locking portion. In that bundle, we've also included the pin security pin lock. So it basically just replaces this wing nut here, and it comes with its own key to kind of release it, keeping it secure in the vehicle when you're taking a pit stop, going for lunch, or locked in the vehicle overnight.
And the reason, again, that we've created these sort of bundles is because we have found through extensive research the Samsung Active 2 and the Active 3, as well as the Tab A 8.4. See, I almost did it myself. The Tab A 8.4 are the most common ones, and it just keeps costs down for your customers. They can get the fleet software runs through on that. And we actually, if you have any questions or need some connections with fleet software, we actually have some connections and things that way. You can reach out to your HITFAR account manager again and talk about that. Greg's got a question. Now a question, a comment. Thanks, Greg. RAM also supports or provides great direct support as well. So great point. Yeah, RAM will also help you out. Their customer service is always willing to help, and we can work with you. Perfect.
Yeah. In addition to that, do the RAM builder mount, which is a great way to kind of discover RAM and get to know the product a little bit better.
Yeah. The neat thing about the build mount is it takes the same approach that we've talked about here. What's your mount? What's your vehicle and arm? And what's your base? So that's what it is. What's the third bundle?
You want to go over the third bundle? So the third bundle is the RAM GDS with IntelliScan for the Tab A 8.4. And this is kind of the premium solution in the lineup. So we've given you kind of the good, better, best, which is available from HITFAR at this point in time. And basically this comes with a IntelliScan, which is essentially a case. It comes with a pogo pin adapter for charging, but it comes with the exact same circular ball base and short arm. So all we're doing in this is basically changing the mount itself. All the other components are basically building blocks of each other and built off each other.
Like building a Lego house.
Exactly.
Perfect. All right. The neat thing about the GDS, I guess the advantage of that is it does have that pin lock. That pin lock is not only good for constant charging, is the big advantage when it's in your vehicle. Also, when you pop that tablet out and has that pin, you can also get desktop mounts, or not desktop mounts, or kind of, but you just place it in and it's able to transfer the data. I guess that's the big advantage.
It's like a docking station.
Station. Thank you.
Often seen in warehouses and stuff like that who are using a lot of tablets, or at the end of the day, if a fleet is coming into their kind of station, they take those tablets out, bring it into the warehouse, and they can be charged in that station.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. I don't think we have any more questions yet, so just want to remind everybody, please like and subscribe below. Got to get into that whole YouTube. So like and subscribe below. If you see the little bell, I recommend check notifications. That'll give you notifications of the latest products from HITFAR, also future episodes of HITFAR's latest hits. I want to thank you, Spencer, once again for helping me out and joining. Awesome session.
Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Excellent. I want to thank my technical producer, Ryan McLeod, for everything. We couldn't do this without him. It's amazing all the stuff he does in the background that you guys don't see. Join us next month when we discuss the 200% increase in cell signal boosters in the year 2020 and how it's going to continue the trend this year. So we're going to be talking about we went over signal boosters before. This is going to be why is that trend happening and what can we do to help it along, kind of thing. I'm Patrick Gula at HITFAR, and we're your partners in success. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day. We'll see you next month.
Thanks, guys.